Hello, welcome back to Debunking Love Songs with me, Ulrike Sophia from Exploring Deeper, with a special Christmas episode. Now, I must admit, I'm not that much a fan of Christmas songs, and in my house, you won't hear me voluntarily play Christmas songs, but it's the time of the year, and why not? There's a lot to debunk in Christmas songs as well. So today we're gonna look at Victimhood and using the song Last Christmas by Wham. Now, before we go into the song, what I want to talk about with you is that there are two kinds of victimhood. And one of them is real victimhood. We may be a victim of a relationship, of a person, of a cult, of a group of persons, of a teacher, of many things, and we are a real victim. And then there is the victimhood where we actually keep ourselves stuck. And I'm going to use this song to talk about that part of victimhood. But before we're going to go into that, I do want to emphasize that if you find yourself in any kind of an abusive situation, please find help. Please find help. Whether it's your relationship where your partner is breaking your boundaries, or pushing you into situations or activities that you don't want to do, well, that is not okay. That is absolutely not okay. You should thrive in whatever you're doing. Of course, we have our challenges and not everything goes well all the time, but it should not fuck you up, right? So if, you're looking back on the last year or whatever period of your life and you're noticing that, hey, you know what? I'm actually in an abusive situation, and please find help. I know it can be really hard. I know it can be really difficult, especially when you are interacting with someone or someones who are very charming, who have their charming sides, who are amazing at gaslighting. And if you don't know what that is, please inform yourself. Gaslighting is where someone is making you believe that you're the crazy one. It's all your fault. And it's actually not. It's just them, playing this trick on you. When you are relating with someone who's more on the narcissistic side of things, who has no empathy, all those things, if you're finding yourself in a situation like that, please find help. Please find help. If you are in some kind of community that has these things that it looks like a cult, where it's like luring you in, pushing you to go beyond your boundaries, where there's this charismatic leader, where you are being slowly taken away from your old world, from your friends, your family, where there is increasing amounts of money, where power dynamics are abused, where teachers sleep with students. All of that is not okay. It's not okay. So please inform yourself. If you are a victim, reach out for help. Deep breath. So having said all that, it can also be that you are keeping yourself stuck in a place of victimhood. And I've played this card in my life where I would think, oh, poor me, the whole world is against me, poor me. And I would not get out of the situation, also because it felt comfortable in a way. It's a place that I knew. And I knew that if, one of the traits that can keep victims in their place of victimhood is because it gives you a certain amount of attention. It's like, oh, the poor person, oh, they are being hurt in a relationship again. And maybe that's not even true. So again, here it's a bit tricky, because maybe it is true. But it can be that it's not, and it's you picking the wrong person again and again, and then saying, oh, poor me. Whereas you could also choose to face that and be like, oh no, it's not them doing this to me, it's actually me exposing myself to the same thing over and over again, and I'm feeling like shit, All right, but let's get into the song, because otherwise I might keep talking for a long time. All right, so it's a Wham, George Michael. It's kind of funny though when you look at the video clip of this song. George Michael is gay, we all know that. He fancies other men, and this clip is so hetero focused. It's a little bit funny that he's complaining about a partner not being honest, and he's obviously not honest about his identity at the time. Later on he was, actually. All right, here we go. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. So he's starting singing it like, I gave you my heart, I gave you everything, I gave you the most precious thing I have, which is my heart. And then you gave it away. And again, this may be true. He may have been in an abusive relationship where he was a victim. And it may be that this is his side of things, that this is his projection of what happened. And he's saying like, this year, I'm going to save me from tears. I'm going to give it to someone special. Now, for me, when I listen to that, I'm like, yeah, you're setting up another failure. You know, there's a pattern. And it doesn't really sound like you learned from it. So you're going to give your heart and your everything again to someone. And it's going to happen again. Like, to me, it feels very much like this anxious attachment pattern where someone is like, oh my God, here's my everything. You know, that's what the anxiously attached person does, is they will give everything they have to someone. They make that person absolutely special and they'll give everything to them. So if you're curious about that, there's a whole video on debunking anxious attachment patterns as well. All right, let's do a little bit more. Once bitten and twice shy, I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Last Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you and I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you'd call me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. So he's singing, once bitten, twice shy. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. So he's trying to, it sounds very anxiously attached to me again. Do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, doesn't surprise me. So I guess he is assuming that she's not recognizing him. He's trying to avoid her in some ski resort, if you look at the clip. But still they see each other. Last Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it. I guess he's talking about his heart. With a note saying, I love you and I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been. But if you would kiss me now, probably he knows it's not going to happen. If you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again. So he's assuming, I guess, that she doesn't love him. And he's kind of like sticking in, you know, the words to me feel very much like keeping himself in that victim role. Like, you're not meaning it. Yeah, if I would give my heart again, you would probably give it away again. If you would kiss me, you wouldn't mean it. So he's putting the other person in kind of like in a perpetrator role. And to me, it's not clear that they are, especially when you look at the clip. It's there's no reason to think that. Now, again, if someone is really a victim of a situation, please do believe their stories. You know, there's this whole thing called victim shaming where you would say like, yeah, you say you're a victim, but you chose it yourself. So if there's someone in your vicinity, in your field of awareness who is a victim of a relationship, please be very careful not to victim shame them, right? Because it can be for them, it can be really hard to actually be open about being a victim and to step forward or to even acknowledge it to themselves that they actually are a victim of a situation. Let's go a little bit further. A crowded room, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you and your solo voice. God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. A face on a lover with a fire in his heart. A man undercover, but you tore me apart. So he is singing about his friends. They're probably at a Christmas party. I guess they're both there. It's a bit vague. He's hiding from her and her soul of ice. Maybe she is actually a bad person. It's possible. I thought I could trust you, but who was I? I was just a shoulder to cry on. So here again, it's a little bit, it could be like being stuck in a victim mode where someone is saying like, oh yeah, I was just good enough for you to cry on. You know, you never really loved me. When it's, you know, that could be the pattern repeating itself. A face on a lover with a fire in his heart. A man undercover, but you tear me apart. I guess he's talking about himself. And now I found a real love. You'll never fool me again. So that also comes with the clip. It seems like he found another person and now he's never going to be fooled. So here's the thing, you know, if you are looking back at your relationships, at the relationships that you've had, and you're like, this sounds vaguely familiar to you, and you're like, okay, maybe I have played the victim card. You can probably see a pattern, like who are the people you have been attracting as partners in your life? You know, what's the common denominator besides you? Like, what's the common denominator in their character, in their traits? And maybe you picked out people where you could actually use the victim card, because people do it. Look around you and like really honestly look into yourself. We could play the victim card in relationships where we're like, you know what, I'm miserable, I'm sad, you need to take care of me, you need to protect me, I'm the sad person, you need to be my hero. You know, you can go there. You could also not even do it in the relationship, but to the people around you. When you notice that you're complaining all the time about your partner, like he's always doing this to me or she's always doing that to me and I don't like it, but they just keep doing it. You know, that's another way of playing the victim card with the people around you, so that you can, you know, it's like almost, it's like the hidden agenda of trying to get compassion or attention or love, but not because you step up for who you are and being loved, but because you're kind of like doing this, like kind of trying to get love from this, like, you know, I'm just this, you know, this victim, and you need to love me. Again, this is tricky territory. This is not something where we can be like, okay, this person is playing the victim and it's, you know, and shame them for it, because there actually might be something real going on. So maybe use what you've heard in this video for some reflection, for some self-reflection. Like, do you play the victim card? Have you played the victim card in your past? Why are you using it? Are you doing that because you're afraid that people won't love you when you are who you are? Like, are you afraid that people won't love you for all that you are? Is there a belief that people will only love you when you are a victim? Or maybe there's another reason for playing the victim card for you. If so, or anyhow, I would love to receive your feedback, receive your comments, receive your reflections on yourself, onto anything you've heard. Do check out all the other debunking love song videos. It's got a bunch of them already. Or my blog on my website. There's a lot about love, relationships, sensuality, and all that. All right, take good care. Have amazing Christmas days or whenever you watch this. And take care. See you next time. Mwah.